Welcome to another episode of the Sarah Scoop Show. I'm your host, Sarah Ruhlman, here to give you the scoop.
Hi, how's it going? Thank you so much for having me.
Good. Thank you so much for joining me and being ready to answer some questions from our followers. Thank you.
I'm excited, definitely.
So, Cher, you just finished up, it just finished showing us Smothered. So how did you get started with that whole project?
Actually, you know what? They were casting for mothers and daughters who are best friends. And so my mom and I are super close, and we're like, oh, this sounds fun. You know, why not? So we didn't know this was Smothered. This was before I think they even knew it was going to be called Smothered. And so we just applied, and then we had some interviews, spoke to them, and then they're like, yeah, like, you guys are meant for the show.
And what do you think it was about your relationship with your mom that made you guys stand out and be put on TV?
You know, I think, first of all, I think a lot of it's like we look a lot alike, and we dress alike, and we act alike, and, you know, we're very similar, but we're so close. And I think people just like to see that relationship. We get each other on this whole other level, and we just, honestly, we have so much fun together. And on the show, you know, you get to see some of it, you get to see clips of our lives, but I wish you could see even more, because there's just so much more fun that goes into it.
And I was, you know, looking you up, and I know that you weren't only on Smothered. This was not your first take at reality TV.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how you did My Super Sweet 16.
Yeah, so I was on MTV's My Super Sweet 16, and, you know, a lot of people actually recognize, you know, my mom and I from the show. It was funny. It was so many years ago. I'll be turning 30 on Wednesday. So it was so long ago, yet people somehow still talk about it a lot, which to me is just like crazy, but so cool. And, you know, when my mom and I we would go out together, people would always like recognize us together. Sometimes she would get recognized more than I would back when Sweet 16 was, because she has this like funny accent that's like very noticeable. Everyone remembers. So we did Sweet 16. After Sweet 16, I hosted for them like MTV's giveaway Sweet 16, MTV's like bashes, and then I was on MTV's Exiled, which is where they sent me off to live with a tribe in the jungles of Panama for a few days, and it was crazy, and that was like the best experience ever. And then it took a little bit of a hiatus. I went to college, I met my husband, and then I now Smothered.
So what's it been like getting back into it? Like back to having cameras around you guys? And
it's good. I mean, it's fun. I don't know. I think it's just like, you know, it's a fun experience, a cool experience. Just, you know, life's about creating memories and about doing things that, you know, you'll always remember and that you have fun with. And so this was just a lot of fun and something, you know, I get to show my daughter one day. I think for me, the coolest part about being on Smothered was, you know, season 1 was my whole pregnancy, and season 2 was delivering my baby. And so getting to watch her be born was like the coolest thing ever. Getting to rewatch that, because that day was just like a blur, and getting to rewatch that was so cool.
And having such a good relationship with your mom, and now you have a daughter of your own, what advice do you have for people that want to have strong relationships like that with their own family?
Well, if they want to have strong relationships, first of all, they can definitely read our book. My mom and I actually wrote a book called A Bond That Lasts Forever, which is a mother-daughter guide to a happy, healthy relationship. And basically, it's like how we got this close and how you can get that close too. So we talk all about, in the book, we talk all about like growing up and how we had the ups and downs. Like, yes, we're best friends, but we definitely had our fair share of fights and arguments, and how we got through it. So, so it talks a lot about that, and it's meant to like be read together. There's like a mom section and the daughter section. You read it from my mom's point of view and how it's from my point of view, and how we differed, but then how we were able to come to agreements. So, and it goes through a lot of things that teenagers go through, like, and, you know, like my mom came on my bachelorette party with me, so we talk about that, and my, like, you know, first encounter with alcohol, and how I got kicked out of, well, I don't want to give it away, but I got kicked out of sleepaway camp, and how my mom got, you know, dealt with it, and how we got, you know, all of these things that we're so personal. So we spent so long writing it, and we're so happy to, you know, have it out in the world now. And, you know, hopefully it inspires others to create their own special relationships. I'm excited now, being a mom of a daughter. I hope that I can have, you know, a special relationship with her. We're already so close, and I just can't wait to continue to watch her to grow too.
And I know that there was a lot of questions about if there will be another season of Smothered. Yeah. Are you allowed to talk about that yet?
Not right now. You know, we just finished season 2, so we'll see what happens, you know?
Yeah, everyone just has to keep watching, rewatch it, talk about it online.
Yeah. We did season 1 and season 2, you know, it just ended. We had Smothered Knows Best, and that was so much fun. So they had, it's kind of like 90 Day Fiancé's Pillow Talk, and for Smothered Knows Best, that was so fun because we got to like watch and gossip about the other mothers and daughters, and that was really cool.
And I know you said, you know, you loved being able to see, like, having your daughter. Do you have any other favorite memories from filming?
Yeah, I think just, you know, having her was the best. Like, bringing her home to my house was so cool, and going into labor, like rewatching it, it's just like, I can't believe I did all of that, you know. It was just crazy. Yeah, I think this, you know, it's special being on a show and getting to watch your life, but it's so special getting to watch your daughter be born and getting to share that with the world. And I think for me, I created such a mom community on my Instagram. There's so many moms and people that are really like telling me their stories about like breastfeeding and delivery and all of that stuff. And so it's super special to get to like connect with all these people from around the world, like people writing to me from Brazil and from Argentina and like all these, you know, all these places, and it's just so special.
Yeah, that's really cool how you're able to touch, you know, so many different countries, so many different people all around the world.
Yeah, it airs everywhere.
You know, you're able to reach all of these people. Like, were you always kind of drawn to being on TV and like reality TV, all of that kind of thing, just sharing your life with the world?
No, I think like Sweet 16 kind of happened. It was really weird the way Sweet 16 happened, actually. I was having a big birthday party anyways, and I wanted to kind of go on that show because there was a lot of people that were on the show that were kind of not that nice to their parents, or like very spoiled, like very just not nice. And so I personally wanted to go on that show to like change the narrative and say like it's okay to have nice things, but to be respectful and be thankful and be grateful for it. So I ended up applying. I remember my parents like, there's no way you're gonna get this, so many people apply. And then I ended up getting like an interview, and then went to another interview, and before I knew it, I was filming the show, and it was like crazy. So yeah, that was crazy. And I remember they kind of like they want that, you know, that Sweet 16, but I'm not like that. So I was grateful that they didn't try to like change me for who I am and allowed me to be myself. So it was a really fun experience, and Exiled was like the best because that was like took me out of my comfort zone. And then I thought I was done with reality TV, but then Smothered came along and we're back. And I think it's really special because a lot of people that got to watch us grow up, people got to grow up with us. Like Sweet 16 was a phenomenon. People, like, it was part of our, you know, generation. Like, we grew up with Sweet 16, and then to see us now and to reconnect with all of our like old, you know, followers, fans, whatever you want to call them, is really cool. And I love that. I love hearing people be like, oh, I know you from Starter, watch your Sweet 16 and see you now. And it's really special.
And I love that about you and your mom. I'm assuming you guys are both very similar. Like, when you do put yourself on TV and you're willing to, you know, take a picture with someone or talk to them. I love that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like, yeah, we're all just people, you know, we're all just, you know, we're all human, we're all the same. And so definitely, you know, that's what life's about. It's spreading love and positivity. There's so much negativity in the world. If I can spread anything positive, then I'm very thankful. So
I love you on Smothered. I think that you guys are so real and authentic, and I think it's so good for people to see such strong mother-daughter relationships. But also, you have a good relationship with your brother, because there's a bunch of articles about how you nominated him for another reality show.
Yes, my brother was on The Bachelor with Rachel Lindsay's season. He's this single, amazing guy, so cute, so sweet, down to earth. He's a doctor, and I was like, I want to set him up for The Bachelor. Like, I grew up watching The Bachelor. I'm like, why not? So that was really fun. So I like set up his whole thing. He's like, Cher, what are you doing? Like, you know, but he's also very positive. Like, you know what? If it, you know, if it works out, it's meant to be. If not, it wasn't meant to be. And so he went in with an open mind, open heart. And so it was cool. It was fun to watch.
Speaking of watching, like, how is it watching the show back, like Smothered, watching it back after it's been filmed? How long is it usually, like, the process from what we get to see when you're filming? Like, what is all of that like for people that watch?
Yeah. So it's crazy because my daughter just turned 1 year old. Oh, she's 13 months now. So, but when it aired, she was turned 1. And so it's crazy because we filmed when she was just born, like a year ago. And so getting to watch it now, it's like, oh, I'm like, oh, I forgot that happened. And you know, we filmed so much that not everything even makes it into the cuts. So there's so much more. But luckily, like, you know, with Instagram, I'm able to still like kind of document some of my life on the day to day. But there's even more I wish that, you know, you all can see.
How is it being in a whole family of doctors?
Yeah. So I think it's funny. So my brothers are doctors. My husband's a doctor. My dad's a doctor. My mom runs my dad's office. She was a dental hygienist. And so then I became a nurse. And so it's cool. Like when we go to a dinner table at my house, it's like all we're doing is, you know, I mean, like we can talk about anything when we're eating anything, you know, nothing is off limits. No photo is off limits. Like, so yeah, it's interesting. I started out as a, you know, registered nurse, and I worked in the psychiatric ward for a while, and it led me to want to help more people outside of that. So I saw that a lot of anxiety and depression stemmed from poor relationship habits. So when I moved to New York City, I actually started my own date coaching business called NYC Wingwoman. So I'm a dating coach and matchmaker for that. And I have, you know, we have other dating coaches that work with me, and it's just so much fun. We're getting to help people, you know, find love and during crazy times. So it's a lot of fun. So I'm not currently working as a nurse right now. I'm doing my coaching and then just or being a mom as well.
And what is it that you like about like coaching people that are dating and single and all of that?
I love like having people come in one way to meet with me and then leave feeling so optimistic and ready and open and vulnerable. So I feel like being able to really make an impact on someone's life and help them find the most special thing in their life, which is love. You know, I feel really grateful to be in that position to do that for people.
And what advice do you have then for singles that follow you? Because I know you've got a lot of moms, but I think you probably have a lot of singles as well. What advice do you have for them, especially with like everything going on right now? It makes dating harder.
Yeah, with everything going on, it definitely makes dating harder. I think it's important to not get jaded and to still stay open. You know, it's hard. Sometimes people are like, I'm tired of online dating, but I can't go out and I'm just not going to do it. And, you know, you're not going to meet someone if you're just staying at home and you're not having an open heart. So even though this is a crazy time, it's actually one of the best times to meet somebody right now, which is crazy because nobody's really going out like not many people, some people are, but not many people are going out to clubs. And so a lot of people are looking to find that person to spend time with. So I think have an open heart and put yourself out there because you never know what you're going to find unless you actually are looking and you try to find it. So
you seem very confident on the show. So how do you keep that confidence up just throughout life? I mean, being on a reality show, you're bound to get some criticism and things. Yeah. You always seem like pretty upbeat and happy with life and all of that. So how do you keep up or deal with like when there's negativity coming at you?
Yeah, you know, I think because I feel really lucky that honestly that I went through that negative, like hearing people talk about it since I was 16. When I was at 16, I think people were, I don't know, I feel like I dealt with it then that I become so like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like they don't know me. Like they don't know who I am or anything. Like I know I'm happy within myself. And I think I owe a lot of that to like my mom as well. Like I feel like I'm just a very happy, positive person. I look at the bright side of life. And so I think just, you know, knowing who you are, someone can say something, but I know me, I know myself best. And, you know, it's easy to judge someone based on like the television. Like sometimes I see something and I'm like, oh, that person's totally right. I totally can see why they feel that way. unfortunately, that's just a clip, but this is me. And I'm just, happy within myself. And I think that's what you need to work on and you need to be.
Yeah. A lot of clients that have gotten married because of you. So how can people get you to work with them? How do they contact you to be their dating coach?
Yeah, so that's sweet. Well, yeah, last year I had I had a few weddings which were crazy, and I have one that was supposed to be this month that just got pushed, unfortunately, because of the pandemic. And I just want to add to that, the best thing is when I have someone come to me and they are very down, they don't feel like they're going to find someone, and then they find someone and I get to meet that person. That's the coolest thing ever. But my business is called NYC Wing Woman. We've been doing this for actually 5 years now. I've been in business, so which is really cool, really exciting. So if they go to nycwingwoman.com, they can find out more. We do primarily work with men. However, we do work with some women as well. So it's very selective on who we end up picking to work with. We have to make sure that we can help you because we want success. We want results.
And we talked a little bit about, you gave, advice on building those strong relationships with your family. Obviously, I'm sure there's some sort of problems from time to time. Like when people are in a disagreement or something, how do you rebuild any sort of family dynamic?
I think the most important thing is communication, not holding a grudge, walking away upset. I think it's so important to be open and to talk about things, because sometimes people don't, if you're in an argument with a friend or with a family member, that person doesn't always understand what's going through your head. And so you have to really work on being talking about your feelings. And I think that's the best way to move forwards, is just being open and honest.
And Cher, you've done so many fun, exciting things. Thank you for, telling me all about them and talking and answering questions. What is next for you? What have you not done that you're hoping to do?
That's a great question. Every day being a mom is so special and just the best. And I just love it so, so much. And I think, just enjoying right now. I'm not focusing so much on the future. I think before I had a baby, I was always thinking, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do that. And now I'm so content. And I feel like every single day I wake up excited because I have this adorable daughter to play with and be with. And so, I'm just going to be being a mom. You can follow me, continue to follow on Instagram, on TikTok. We put up a lot of videos, just at Cher Hubsher. And yeah, it's just super fun. So I'm excited. Life's about creating memories, doing fun things, and, following your dreams. So I hope to continue to do that.
And I love that you are sharing, today I was watching your stories and you were out with your daughter and just showing your real life.
It's so funny. Back in the day, I would always feel like, oh, people are going to see me. I got to wear this makeup. And now I'm so I have thousands of people view my stories and I don't have any makeup on. I'm just myself. And I feel like I've just gotten to the point where I've accepted, this is me, love me, hate me, this is who I am. And I just want to, show others that they can be proud to be who they are too, and be confident in themselves no matter what.
And so this comment, I feel sums it up. You are an amazing mother and a passionate businesswoman. You're an incredible woman, Cher. So with that, I want to know, I know you've given, I love all the advice that you've given because it's real life, things people can take to all sorts of parts of their life. But how do you manage being a mother and a businesswoman?
Mompreneur. So, I think it's just, honestly, it's a lot. I'll say it is a lot. It's hard, especially during right now. My mom's in Florida. She can't come help me. I can't get a babysitter. So I don't have any, because I'm not sure if anyone is sick. So it is hard. So every time my daughter is sleeping, I'm on my computer doing work that I have to do, sending emails. So whenever she's napping or sleeping for the night, I am on there. And luckily I have a great husband as well who helps me whenever he's not working and he can. But it's a lot, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. I love what I do. I love, my family. And so as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, you're going to make time for it and you're going to fit it all in.
Yeah. And I think the show, until you really actually watch it, almost smothered, it's oh, these moms and daughters, what? But I think it's so great because family is so important and it's something different. We get to really see strong mother-daughter relationships.
Yeah, thank you. I hope so. So thank you so much. I definitely agree. I think every mother and daughter in the show like has something else to look like. It's interesting. I get to watch it. I'm like, oh wow, like that's so interesting. They do that, or that's a little much. But I'm just glad that they all have a relationship. And if you don't have a relationship with your mom or your daughter, it's never too late to start trying to have one. And hopefully this show kind of inspires other people that it doesn't have to be weird. Close to your mom, it can be cool, it can be great, and it can mean having a very best friend that you can really always count on.
I love that. Thank you so much, Cher. You have been a pleasure to interview. And if everyone hasn't, they need to go watch Smothered, and we will just keep hoping that we hear there's another season soon.
Yes, thank you so much, Sarah. This was so nice. You're such a pleasant person to be around. Also, you're such a positive spirit and energy, and I feel that just through this. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much, and we're going to keep following along. So
okay.
Thank you, and we're going to keep up with you. I know
Perfect.
You've helped mothers, singles, and families in this interview, so I know you've got a lot more coming your way. So thank you so much. And is the best way for people to, if they have questions or want your advice or anything, best way to reach out just on your Instagram?
Yeah, they can follow me on Instagram on here, Cher Hubsher, TikTok, Cher Hubsher, and then they go to abondthatlastforever.com. They can read more about our book, and there's a little comment section. They can send us a question if they have any as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I look forward to talking to you again someday.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You too. You take care.
Bye, Cher.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of The Sarah Scoop Show. Make sure to check back every week for more exclusive interviews and head to sarahscoop.com for more of the scoop.